do this. I'll call the meeting to order on this Tuesday, March 11th at 6:32. This is the Canby Bike Ped Citizen Advisory Committee, and welcome everyone. First order of business, our minute taker for tonight is Cliff. Thank you, Cliff, I appreciate it. And any comments on the minutes? Any corrections or changes? If not, I will take a motion to accept.
Make a motion that we accept the minutes as written. Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Thank you. Minutes passed as written and accepted. And now going on, we'll skip to new business. Bruce, tell us about Malala River cleanup.
Well, you picked up all the handouts. You have everything you need right here. It's April 12th, and they meet at Friar Park. Everybody's welcome.
And anyone who hasn't done this, it's actually pretty fun and
They usually have some light afterwards, some slight snacks, hot dogs, some pop, potato chips, things like that. Light snacks.
and great way to connect with our nearby community and also familiarizing ourselves with the corridor and things. And also I want to congratulate Bruce. You're on the board.
Oh, I'm on the board, the Malala River Watch board now.
Yeah. Yay. Well done. Okay, and yeah, everyone's welcome, right?
Right, right.
Well, thank you. And maybe we can post this on our, on the.
Is there an online? Oh, just do the codes.
I can,
It's part of Solve, and in the past, they've had a sign up through Solve, but it doesn't say anything about it here.
I can scan this.
Oh, it does
You
say
will have to
register
come.
with Solve on
Yeah, it
the.
does.
Where did this come from?
On the Q code,
Or, oh,
Bruce. I tried to look online on there, on the
on their
watch.
website,
Maybe I was looking at the wrong organization.
MalalaRiverWatch.org.
Because then it does take you to the Solve website where you register. And then, so it won't say, but we're registering for the Malala River Watch cleanup. Is that right?
I'll scan it to you, Britt, and then if you find a better more
Yeah, I'm wondering if they have,
active online flyer, then you can swap it out.
yeah, because it'd be nice just to have like a link.
I guess I can try and find
I'm looking.
Okay.
And throwing it back to you, Bruce, we will, do you want to go over the update on the e-bikes regulations?
there are a number of things under e-bikes regulations. Oregon Parks and Recreation Department came out with their draft rules. And so it's open to public comment. And I was quite pleased with their draft rules. Now, I don't know if we, by getting a letter off to them early, impacted those rules or not. And when we get done with this, you might look it over, you might want to give them a letter of support, I don't know. But anyway, let me go over it. There's this handout here, which is the synopsis of what they posted up. But basically, there's a couple things that they did. One is you could ride an e-bike any place that a bicycle is allowable. And they used to have an 8-foot width path rule. That's been done away with,
Wow.
okay? Not on this, but if you get into the draft, and they have the red marked up things. The part I thought was really important was, and I wish.
Which is, it's actually this, because it didn't
Oh, okay,
copy.
there we go.
The red didn't copy.
So that's page
So it's page
two?
one,
Page one, number 8.
Okay.
Right, and that's the electric assist means, class 1, 2, or 3. But the next paragraph is the important one to me. Electric assisted bicycles that do not fit under the classification as outlined under ORS 81.258 have been modified out of the classification criteria will be considered a motor vehicle as defined below. And are only allowed where motor vehicles are allowed. I thought that was a great move they made.
So, yeah, so this is the.
Right. Now,
the
Gets rid of the
ones that
50 mile an
go
hour
28
e-bikes.
miles.
well, it doesn't get rid of them, but
Well, no,
they're
but-
now motor vehicles,
Yeah, but they can't go on the bike path if it's a motor vehicle.
not legally.
No, well, yeah, of course.
Let's see, and on page 5, same thing, it's a reiteration of the same thing. There's on page 5, a little bit further down, under 3A, persons shall not operate an electric vehicle, electric assisted bicycle at speeds exceeding the posted speed limits for motor vehicles. So they're zipping around the parking lot in speeds that aren't allowed, that's it. They also aren't allowed in dry sand areas, or where the snowy plover, is that right?
Plovers, yeah,
Plover?
plover.
Yeah. are
That's how
allowed.
I pronounce it anyway.
What's that?
Yeah,
Is that kind of
so,
bird?
I thought this was all good news for us, but, they're just waiting for public comment, and I don't know if we want to say we like it, or if we want to just comment, we have to make a comment pretty quick, if we are, or we want to do it privately, but, I was quite pleased, and we didn't get caught up on anything on that. Now, this is the Oregon Parks I'm talking about right now. Any questions about Oregon Parks? Oh, there's one real important thing about Oregon Parks. Canby's park rules adopts Oregon Park rules.
Oregon State Park rules.
Yes, so that's why this was so important to us.
That's great.
And so Bruce, my understanding was that email that we received from ORPD was that we have till the end of the month, right, to
Right.
comment on this?
Right.
Okay.
And that's
I just
what
wanna
I'm
make sure
asking, if the group wants to make any, think about, you want to make any comments about it? Basically, I like it. I
Yeah,
can live with it, just the way it is.
It looks like it goes along with everything we talked about.
Yeah,
maybe,
Well, it wouldn't be bad to have a supportive, statement.
yeah.
yeah, I mean, we said, we had some real concerns because it
Doesn't have
opened,
to be a full letter, I think, sorry. Go ahead.
I think, a paragraph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They only, they,
That's one. Should we make a motion, or how's the rest of you feel?
yeah. I suggested it, that
I move that the Bike Pedestrian Committee send a letter to the Oregon Parks Department affirmatively commenting on the, what would you call this, the e-bike rules or
Their draft
their
rules.
Yeah.
draft rules? And I guess you can quote
Mhm,
the section,
mhm.
736-01, 0210-0030. Is that what you do?
Mhm.
Is that enough?
Well, who's gonna write it?
I can do it.
Or do you want me
Yeah,
to?
or if you want to do it, that'd be great.
I mean, I'm more familiar with
Yeah,
this than anybody else
you've got
here.
all the.
And
verbiage
And adding
yeah.
to my motion.
And
Vince
maybe
Parker
we
will
say,
write
or
it.
just, a statement and submit it on to the,
Can I send it to Emma, and Emma, you put
Yeah.
it in? How do you want to do it, Emma?
So,
Yeah, I can
when
do
I was
that.
looking at it previously, cause I didn't realize that our letter was kind of out of date, I was originally thinking our letter would be submitted, but it seems like everything in the letter's been addressed. The way the online form is like, you have to put a name and an email address tied to.
Uh-huh.
So I was actually gonna ask you or Mindy if you would be willing to do it, since I'm just the messenger, I'm just the
Yeah.
middleman,
Right,
kind
right,
of.
that's what I was asking.
So it doesn't feel appropriate, so if,
Okay.
Bruce, you're okay, just submitting it all yourself?
I don't mind doing it.
that would be
May I-
great. Thank
may I'll run the draft by Mindy first. Emma, do you want me to run it by you too?
No, that's okay, unless you want to.
No, I'm just
I
asking
don't
if the
need to.
protocol, or do you want me to run it by the whole committee? I mean, is this,
Well, it's not,
yeah,
just hit
if it's gonna be
CC
short
on
and
everybody
brief.
if you want it.
Well,
If anybody wants to
the
comment,
way
they
you
can.
submit it is I can't copy everybody.
It's an online.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, no, I don't,
I trust you will not embarrass us.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because
Well, actually, what if I draft it, Mindy?
yeah.
You
send
copy and
it to
paste
me.
it and submit it.
I think
Because you
that's
can
how-
submit it as chair
Yes,
instead. How's that
I
sound?
think that's appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
is there a
Russ,
second to that motion?
we amended the motion. Yeah.
We just amended the motion.
I know Cliff's got all the information.
So, did I get a second on that?
I can say.
Second, okay, and all,
So quiet.
yep, okay, thank you so much. And thank you, Bruce, very
Can we
much.
continue the saga of e-bikes? E-bike regulations? Does anybody remember Senate Bill 471 that prohibits operating a Class 3 bike? This is bike on a sidewalk, bicycle lane, or bike path.
Well, that's the bill that was introduced by the senator from Eugene.
Malowski or something like that from Eugene.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, it seems like it's dead. At our, probably the only thing I have from the Clackamas meeting is that according to Scott Hosher, it is dead, and he's getting his information from Bike Portland or something like that. I did go on the website just before the meeting, the legislative thing, and it hasn't moved forward, it doesn't scheduled for a hearing. So I think it's dead, although I was so enthused with what the parks did, is I wrote him a little blurb saying, I think if you follow this lead, you'd have something. But I think it's dead, is what I know right now.
Well, there's a certain point at which they can't even move forward if they don't get out of committee.
Most bills die
pretty
without
soon. Yeah,
even
most-
getting a hearing, yeah.
Right.
So I think that's what's happened.
so I had seen, and now I'm not seeing it, but from the street trust that they had said that he withdrew.
Yeah,
He withdrew that, and he's always been actually quite a advocate for, walking and biking in the state, and the
Right.
street trust was also recommending,
Yeah.
support of him and everything. But, that's the last I heard, and that was over the weekend that I read that.
another thing that crossed my radar was Oregon Senate Bill 179.
Oh, tell me.
It shields landowners from lawsuits with recreational easements. So if a certain farm wanted to give a recreational easement along the river from the end of the logging road to the ferry, that would shield them from a lawsuit if
Oh,
it
interesting.
went through. And that's all I know about it.
So because the easement is for public recreation, there
Yes,
is no fault of the property
Landowner.
owner,
Right,
because the easement is basically public.
yes.
Interesting.
So I don't know where, anything more about the bill, but I just thought that was really interesting, and
That's
it
very
has
interesting.
potential for pedestrian and bicyclists, and I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, actually, a lot of trail connections for, gaps in trails and things. Wow,
So,
and that was, tell me again, what was it?
Senate Bill 179.
Thank you.
Notes the back. Help you out, Cliff. Thank you.
Okay,
And so that's all I have on e-bike regulations and legislation, things like that.
and it's all you, Bruce, because our next thing is a brief update from Clackamas County Bike Ped.
You can-
And we did spend quite a bit of time talking about just what we've covered. But I'll throw it over
No,
to
yeah,
you.
you're doing fine, go
Oh.
run with it. That basically,
Yeah,
yeah, that was the thing that concerns this group. Anything else you think of in that meeting? I didn't take any notes, anything that,
yeah. That's the main one
Yeah.
for us, yeah.
no, I think that's it.
And that we're all encouraged, even as individuals, and this applies to this group too, that if, you want, I could send out the info if you want to comment also in support of or make comment on the electric bike.
Yeah,
So,
and there was, they were having comment on the bike walk plan in the county.
yes, yeah.
And I've mentioned that before, and it basically is just kind of urbanized county land in the, around Milwaukee, which isn't in a city. And it doesn't really affect us, no.
All right, thank you, Bruce. Staff and council update, any pertinent?
Counselor Walmer, you okay if I go first? Since Cliff, I apologize, I should have probably chimed in earlier in the meeting on this. We do have our AI Zoom summary. I believe it's working right now as we're having this meeting. I really hope so. I didn't click a button, there was no button. So I had asked Maya, the deputy city recorder, and she had some help from IT, and they looked into the, procedures and, what's the word? Like security, safety, and public information, that sort of stuff. And so we got the okay, so the Zoom account is now generating summaries automatically. So that summary will get emailed to the email address after the meeting, and I will get it, and then I guess I could just send it out to everybody and whoever was the minute taker. So it's not perfect, it's fairly impressive, it's not a transcript, it is a summary, but it's not perfect, so it's giving you a start of, I would say it's at 70% of what is correct, and we'll have to
Yeah.
change the language a little bit, but the large, it gives you a head start on the minutes. So I guess if everyone's okay with it, I will just forward that the Zoom summary to everybody, and then whoever knows that they were the minute taker can take that and use that to create the minutes.
So probably until we really get a feel for what it's like, we should still be taking our
Yes.
own notes and plan to do minutes like we have been, but use that as a supplement
Correct.
until we get confident with that, I guess.
And yeah, I don't think it will ever be assumed that you can copy it, it is verbatim going to be the summary, but you can maybe take less detailed notes. And worst case, if you are scared to take, to pare back your notes during the meeting a little bit more, you always have the recording to fall back on if you feel like you missed
Oh, you
something
don't
really
wanna do
critical.
that.
Yeah, that's, but just so sorry, Cliff, I should have chimed in on that earlier. So that's hopefully exciting and should be a time saver for you all. And I know, you know, it's volunteer time, so anywhere we can save the time helps.
I have one question.
Yeah.
Are we able to put it into our new handy dandy template?
It just comes as in the form of like paragraphs.
Yeah.
So we'd have to cut and paste.
So we can
Yeah.
choose to continue the,
We can, to be determined.
Sure,
on
yeah, we
how
can play
we
around
find
with it for a
works
couple.
easiest and best.
yeah, we can see and play around with it for a couple of months and,
Yeah.
so that was my big update for today.
Is that what the AI companion
I believe
is?
so, yes. I thought I had to click a button to start it, but it says like you can. So yes, I believe that's what the AI companion is and that's what it's doing.
Oh,
Those
right
words.
there it says, are there any action items?
Yeah, and so I do think
That's nice.
it pulls out action items. I wanted to talk about
Was
the
my name mentioned?
comments, which we did. The only other thing I wanted to bring up is, since our last meeting was January, when Jerry was here, you know, we had asked about status and requesting, you know, funding or allocation for a couple of bike ped projects, and he had said, remind me around budget time. You know, April is really when the budget hits the ground running. I'm not sure exactly in April because I'm not involved in those conversations, but if we want to start something now or out, you know, have someone send an email before the end of this month and, you know, set that up at this meeting, that may not be the worst thing to, you know, start before April. So up to you all, but I just kind of wanted to raise
Yeah,
that reminder. I
that's-
believe I believe the biggest one was the striping at the end of the logging road, right?
Actually getting the whole logging road striped
Okay,
and then making the north end down where the log dump is
Yes.
a one-way.
yes, so those were the two big,
That was the
Yeah.
big thing.
and I may be missing others, I can't recall, I skimmed the minutes.
We also, did we talk about another crosswalk on
Yes,
11th,
and Redwood?
Yeah.
Redwood?
yeah. It just says 11th, but I think we talked about it being 11th.
And who should I, is that
Jerry,
to Jerry?
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, Mindy or anybody that wants to
Yeah, I can
just give themselves a reminder.
do that. And,
And I can give you his email address if you need it.
oh, I've got it.
Okay.
Or unless he has a new one
No,
lately.
no.
Okay, oops. Okay. And,
Oh, a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit painted, was that one of the things too? It had been mentioned at the last meeting.
That is,
That's
city
obsolete.
to determine.
yeah, the city can determine that.
I just brought it up because I noticed it was
Yeah.
mentioned, so.
I mean, I'm
And I
going,
might-
if they wanna do that, that's fine.
And I might ask him, yeah, and I'll just ask him if it was, and I'll let him know about the update.
And you know, I think, oh, sorry, Bruce.
They're waiting really for the Oregon State Parks rules to come through. And there isn't a specific, which I gotta go through that and be sure there isn't a posted speed limit on anything. in
I
there.
don't think there is. Oh, in the rules.
Yeah,
I thought you meant on the
I
law.
don't remember anything specific about that, although I think it's a good idea.
And did you CC Jerry on any of this? Maybe I'll do that to
No,
him.
well,
and,
it's a draft, so I'm waiting,
Oh, you're
I'm
right,
waiting for the
it's a
draft to be
draft.
finalized
That's right.
before I,
Sure,
Thank
that
you.
makes sense.
before it
Thank
goes
you.
on.
Well, I think what it said on these
Yeah.
was the speed limit would be
That of a motor vehicle,
that of a motor vehicle, which could be 25.
or, yeah,
I doubt there's too many state park roads that are more than 25. but-
right. But I don't remember anything in there for a speed limit to be posted on a bike path.
No.
I'm scanning it right now.
Nope, that was all I had for today.
So the path from the logging bridge down to 99 has been approved
Good.
and is to be in progress. We're moving forward with that.
Any idea of when they'll start and when they'll finish?
They're starting as, they've got the approval to do the contract.
Yeah.
The plan is to have it done by the summer, by the end of summer, so.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were able to, it'll be on the side with the storage units there.
Yeah,
And, so,
kind of as he showed us in that image, is it not much different than that, I wonder?
it's just, they're gonna use, I think it's just coming straight down because the distance makes it ADA compliant for the
Yeah.
angle,
Incline,
Yeah.
the incline. And then, they're gonna use, they're not like pouring a wall, they're using like the concrete blocks, the big concrete, kind of like Legos, more or less, to build up the foundation for the walls, and then they're gonna put in fencing to make it safe. And, yeah, it's supposed to come down to 99, so
That's
it's gonna be really nice. The 10th Street project has been approved to move forward for putting in the sidewalks and redoing the streets, I think, is it
from where to where?
Juniper?
You've got Cliff's attention.
It's, I don't remember exactly, I know it was a large portion, this is one that they've been trying to do for many years now. That it's been moved forward, and we did an emergency clause on it to try it so that it went into effect the last meeting, so that we have to wait another 30 days to try to get it in as soon as possible to get it done before the fall. So the weather for where do we do in the streets. So apparently I think there's only one property in the section that they weren't able to get the easement for the sidewalk. So they've got the entire thing except for basically one short section.
And so is that Juniper East or is it towards Holly?
I think it's east. That's what
I think so too.
yeah.
I think Pine
Or Pine.
is the east edge of it, right? Or is that west? No, that's east.
That's east.
Pine,
Yeah.
Pine to
I think
Juniper.
Pine to, yeah, I believe so.
I can double check while we keep.
The other thing
That's great.
that is moving forward, well, we've given the go-ahead to finalize the negotiation, but for Pine Street, to get Pine Street from the county. So they offered to pay the city a sum to be able to so we can take it over. And so this county offered around 500,000. And so we gave the approval to go ahead to the negotiations that they can get as close to that as possible to be able to do that, so that we could bring Pine in and start working on it instead of leaving it to the county to not do anything with it. So even if we got the full 500,000, the estimate is it would be about another 750 to do the entire thing. To redo the streets and sidewalks and ADA. The 500 should allow us to do some work on the streets and the ADA. We don't have to do the infrastructure is already in place, so we don't have to replace any sewer or anything like that, so all of that's already in, so. But once we get it into the city, then we can start doing more maintenance on it and
Bring it
bring it
up
up
to
to-
the
bring
city
it up to
standards,
code, yeah.
curbs,
Correct.
parking lanes.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
That'll be nice.
That's great.
So quickly, I checked the council, it's Locust to Pine.
Locust to Pine,
Yeah,
okay.
so basically like this is essentially the full width of the
Basically,
fair.
the fair, yeah.
With some houses on either end, but kind of, as it kind of encapsulates the fair. Here, I could show the aerial.
But yeah, it seemed, but I think he said there was literally only one property that they weren't able to get.
That's
So-
kind of phenomenal.
Yeah,
And that'll be good for, you know, the fair, encouraging folks to not,
Oh, yeah.
well, that's Locust with the new.
And even kind of connecting the Maple and the fair, Maple Street Park
Yeah.
and all that.
So it's all just like gravel
Yeah.
right now.
Great.
Well, I think the city council should have looked for condemnation for that one piece of property.
oh,
I know how
Yeah.
popular that is.
Yeah.
I know,
but,
yeah.
in,
I think they'd have a lot of citizen support on that,
Yeah,
you know.
if it comes up, I will let them know that, you know, that you guys have, it's been brought up as well. It has been brought up, but
And
hasn't been moved beyond that, so.
because, I mean,
But I mean, when you,
now's the time.
the one spot that's there, then, I don't know which property it is, but, you know, considering the entire length of that area and the amount of time it's taken to get it, you don't know how long it's gonna take for, you know, legally to even do that and so forth, so, we just wanna get it going. Like, that could always, something could be done later. The goal is, the hope is that
Yeah.
if that property ever gets, if they ever wanna do any development on that property, then it will have to go in,
Have to go.
so, the sidewalk.
so is it not
And-
developed?
And if
Hmm?
it's,
This property is not developed?
It is, but if they ever wanna redo, if they wanna permit it to do any
Anything else?
development to the property, it would have to go in the sidewalk.
and I would just note that a lot of I don't know, I have no idea where the property is, but if it is by chance on the south side, a lot of these properties go pretty far back and have a fair, it's really hard to see.
I do know that this one particular one is the
Yeah.
house, is one of the houses that is the closest to the street.
Oh,
So,
interesting, so maybe
it
not
would
so
put
much.
like the sidewalk like very close up to the front of their house.
Right.
So I think that was one of the main.
Oh, I see, the
pushback from
setback
the
is really
property.
close to
Yeah.
the street, oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So,
Such weird, oh, it's the shadows.
You
Huh.
can understand their viewpoint. at
Yeah.
least.
Wow, that's all some pretty big news.
yeah, there's lots
Yeah.
lot going on.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean.
Can't you give
I'm
us
so
all-
excited.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Logging Road to 99 is something I've been waiting for since I've been on this committee.
How many years, do you remember?
I don't know,
How old is he?
6?
21,
Yeah.
You're
6
six?
years, wow.
You've been on longer than 6
Yeah,
years.
more.
Yeah, because I think I've been on longer than that.
I think I was 9 years here.
I think so.
Yeah, when we started up on the mall, logging road.
What's that? Oh,
Yeah,
what year?
I think I was just retired.
It's kind of a,
How long's Matilda been gone?
so,
How long have you been here?
I've only been here like 2.5 years.
and then we had the
Until
other
the-
guys.
We had,
I don't
3
know.
years.
Young man.
But
a couple
anyway,
years.
It'll be interesting how AI will address our discussion
So-
just now.
Yeah. It catches names and pretty well.
And Cliff, what project was it again?
99 to the Logging Road?
Oh, okay.
The access trail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah. Well, sometimes glacial pace, but this is pretty
I've been
great,
waiting
though,
for-
I think, all in all.
I've been waiting for 10th almost as long.
Well, we're inching closer, I think.
It's a good thing you're patient.
I think there'll be an outcry to connect it all the way to Holly, get our main connectors joined, I mean, especially in
My house is between Holly and Ivy.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
On 10.
do you think very many people on your block or two are they very receptive?
Last time I asked, my next door neighbor was not receptive, but he's gone, and I haven't asked anybody else since then.
Oh, okay. Because, I mean, yeah, connecting sidewalks are,
Yeah, if you get
Yeah.
a whole block,
yeah,
everyone
you
buying
guys
off
could get
within the
moving
block.
pretty fast.
You might
on
have-
that. Check with their neighbor or whoever it is, and then I can put a word into Jerry too. I mean, at least get in the queue,
Mhm.
right? So, okay,
Sorry, I'm going off
Please.
script a little here, but I wanted to mention this because I came across this when I was looking something up the other day, and just that I feel like we've had several conversations of, you know, how and where does the money come, right? It's and so I thought this was a really awesome page. It's from TGM, which is the Department of Land Conservation and Development, so like the planning state agency, and then ODOT. And so I thought this was a really cool page. I can email it out tomorrow of like common funding sources locally, so SDCs, you know, LIDs, Cliff, if you wanna get your neighbors in and have them, you know, construction, gas tax. So I thought it was really interesting I thought they did a good job of laying out like where commonly things can come from.
that's great.
And then also some state and federal, so I thought it was pretty cool and like very well organized, laid out, and pretty accessible, not too much jargon,
Yeah.
hopefully.
There another funding source is the Safe Routes to Schools,
Mm-hmm.
but we haven't tied in with them yet. And that, I just bring it up, I think that's something we need to do. And we just, you know, I mean, I think it's wrong for us to just take it all on ourselves. Somebody in the school district should be involved in that. And I know the PTA or whoever else, but that's,
That would be a good source for somebody else for the committee.
Is Safe Routes to Schools, is that like a federal program? or-
state.
It, and, but you really need to have someone connected to the schools as another element. And, yeah, so it's kind of bringing different community players together and taking advantage of the grants and funding sources. To get improvements going.
Would be worth bringing to the school board,
Yes,
maybe attending one of the school board
Yeah.
meetings?
maybe attending, that's a brilliant idea. Thank you. Okay. So. Appeal.
And Bruce, do you happen to know? I know that there was, I feel like I saw something that this year, the Safe Routes to School grants, the funds they allocated this year was like the most ever, and it was a very large amount
It's a large amount of money, yeah.
I can't remember the number,
Millions of
but
dollars.
it was a lot. I was
Yeah.
surprised.
And that's why I kind of keep bringing it up.
Mhm.
And we haven't even gotten in the queue. And it's a competitive
Yes.
thing, but we have to get all our ducks in line before we go after it.
Because typically, when I first came on the committee, we had Safe Routes to School on our agenda every
Oh,
time.
I see.
And, you know, it was just,
Should we?
but then we lost our advocate or our connection. And all I've ever thought of is appealing to administrators, but they're overburdened. And so I think a school board meeting would be a great way to go.
Or talking individually to school board members and getting their advice how to proceed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we can start there
Yeah.
and kind of get a
I think
feel for
we
it.
should make that an agenda item and kind of try to kick off a little thing. You know, if we get something done every month or every other month, it would be,
Yeah,
you know, it's steady, steady relentless pressure,
yeah.
you know.
And I need to get my talking points
Down.
in my head and with all the information to connect them with what we're talking about, so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will initiate reaching out to school board members and then considering attending a meeting and making an appeal, if so advised or encouraged.
And if there happens to be someone, someone at the school board, PTA, whatever, we still have vacancies on our committee if they wanna
Absolutely, yeah.
have that, that
And,
continuity.
and I think that was for sure. Okay. 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 Thank you. And on to the next, hotspots. Any hotspots, things that need attention to?
How about we put the bike, what do we call it? Park, the bike shelter on Holly.
Oh,
and
yes,
Territorial.
let's bring that up.
10 days ago, I got a call, maybe a week ago, 10 days ago, I got a call from, I believe his name was Ken. And
And Daniels.
yeah, and he's from the Canby Parks Department. And he was telling me that they had a complaint about the air pump at the station not working properly. And I said, well, I'm not the chair, and Mindy was, and so I referred him to Mindy,
Yeah,
okay?
and I missed the call.
Okay, so I did go by the station and looked at it. It's one of those valves that's universal. Take a Presta or a Schrader valve. And Emma, the Schrader is like what you would find on a car. It's wider, and then the Presta is much thinner and has a little, okay.
Yeah.
And my bike has Presta, and I lost 30 pounds of pressure out of 90, and I said, oh, I'm done, I want to get home. And so that stopped that. I don't know if it works with the Schrader, but these valves, which are universal, I got a picture of it, that do both, they seem to go bad. I mean, that's been what I've seen, and like Bike Rides Northwest will have a pump that's supposed to do both, and they.
Yeah, no, I think I bought two, hand pumps that way, and they've both gone bad.
Now, I got one pump for a Schrader, and I got one for my Presta, and I don't cross for that reason. But I think that's the problem. Do you want me to get back to him, or, I mean, I've looked into it, or do you want to do it?
If you want to do it.
No, I know he came to me, and
Yeah.
I was trying to say,
Yeah.
hey, I'm not the chair.
And yeah, if you guys need, I know where we got this stuff and everything, that I know about. Let's
Why
talk
don't
about
you-
it
why-
and
Why don't
we'll touch base.
yeah, let's touch base.
Okay.
I don't know which is the best way to do this,
Yeah.
because you got the information. There is, on a
I'll-
pump, there's one of those cute things for parts and stuff. And I think, I'd like to look at that pump a little bit closer.
Yeah, I think we need to look at the pump and then maybe even check on some pricing and things.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think all you need is a new valve. I want to be sure the pump itself, it was,
it's functioning.
yeah, functioning right. It didn't seem quite right.
Yeah, okay.
I like to try it with a Schrader.
Yeah, I think we do it as a kind of at least I want to be CC'd, and I think if whichever of us talk, let's CC the other so that we're all dialed in on the conversation.
Right.
So, but I will reach out to him
Alright.
and direct him probably to,
Okay.
okay. All right.
And if you give them the information of where you got the equipment
Mhm.
and that, and I'll take it from there and I'll look at it again.
Yeah, okay. Okay. And, great. And.
Other hotspots?
Yeah, other hotspots at all?
I've ridden around.
I have one that I was gonna share, but
Yeah.
not from here. I think you'll find it amusing. It's something I observed I was in Mexico in January.
Yeah.
That's what I sent you
Oh,
the
let's see.
picture of.
Let's see.
Some might consider it a hotspot, some might consider it very professional sharing of a trail. Open it. Okay, so here we have a motorcycle. This is a pedestrian trail over a busy road.
Yeah.
And I was up in a hotel having happy hour, taking pictures of this, just waiting for crashes or something. So motorcycle, pedestrians, 2 kids, motorcycle
Motorcycle.
with 5 family members on it, another motorcycle, pedestrian, motorcycle, and
Oh,
I have another picture that also shows bicycles. And they're all sharing this. And there's a place where it zigs and zags to go back down onto the,
oh
and it's
my
like,
gosh.
oh my gosh, yeah. It was just, for an hour, we were just watching it, and I'm trying to get it was all just amazing to see how nobody got crashed. There were no accidents.
There were no accidents.
And I mean, the thing is literally,
Those are motorcycles.
yeah. And I mean, that just shows how they just grow up with them, riding them, I guess. And to get up to it, they have to do this zigzag hairpin turn thing. And it's just, oh my God.
Can you imagine he did that with his 5 family members on there?
I know.
When I remember when I was in Vietnam, we were taking a truck out someplace and riding along, and it was a highway. And I look at it, and here's a whole family, at least 5, maybe 6 people on a little Honda 50 or something. I mean, it's unbelievable. But societies where there are so many motorcycles and so many motorbikes, they're really good about avoiding
And
people.
note the lack of helmets.
Oh, yeah.
There's a helmet on
Two.
there.
There's a
Those
couple
two
of
have
helmets,
them.
but there's a
Motorcycle
couple
guys.
that don't.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's on a bicycle. So he stopped his
Yeah.
bicycle and kind of moved over.
He was scared.
Yeah.
None of them seemed scared though. And I was just, it was pretty amazing.
Jeez. Well,
Let's
and
see.
it's also pretty amazing that they have that nice, what city
Yeah.
was this?
It's this town called Silao. And here's what's interesting about it. So that we went to Guanajuato, but the airport is the Leon, Guanajuato airport. It's in the middle of Mexico. Silao, we learned the next day when we flew out and we shared a car with there's a big GM plant there.
Oh.
And we shared a car with some guys that work at the GM
GM.
plant.
Oh.
So it's probably a relatively well-off town. I don't know.
Mhm.
We didn't go into town, but.
Speaking of safety, look at the freeway and
Yeah.
the truck.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't see that around here.
Yeah,
Well,
they, and the big trucks they used to, I don't know if they still do, they'd put a bench on the cab or a box, and people would sit on the cab, and then, I mean, Tia Angelina caught her finger and
Things change. I remember
lost
when I
her
was,
finger.
I don't know, I was probably
Jeez.
10 or so, and we had a 52 Chevy pickup, and one of my friends who was a little younger than me, he and I rode in the back of the pickup all the way from Seattle to outside of Clarkston, Washington.
Voluntarily?
Huh?
Voluntarily?
On the back of that?
No, well, in the bed of
In the
the bed of the of the pickup, you
That's
know,
what
the
we
back.
used to do.
Yeah.
That's just what you did then.
Yeah, as a kid especially. But you kind of wonder what
Till we had seatbelts.
their bike and pedestrian committee was like.
There were a lot of hot spots.
Probably happy they got the bridge.
That was a great share.
And as far as outreach goes, I looked on the Malala River website and didn't see anything about the pickup, but I can try looking at the Solve website maybe.
The Malala River Watch, they're just starting to get their website updated,
Hmm,
and that's what's going on.
okay. So I guess I could look at the Solve website, maybe they would
Yeah.
have something. I don't know.
Thank you. All right, and,
Or call the Malala River Watch and talk to Alex. Be another source. Alex is their executive director.
that'd be good.
Or I can email them. I think
No,
this says Avery at Malala River Watch for questions.
He's the assistant.
Oh.
Either one of them.
And this has questions or a number to call for questions.
There you go.
Great. Any recruitment?
I haven't heard anything.
Well, and I'll follow through with, talking with Ken Daniels and then also the school board, folks, and we might come up with a member associated with the schools. That would be great. Otherwise, our next meeting would be April 8th. And just checking, people be in town?
I'm not gonna be available for either the April or the May 2nd Tuesday.
Okay. Do you have a big trip
I
coming
have a
up?
class on April 8th and then I've got, or actually every Tuesday in April I do. And then May, I will be in Spain.
Cool.
Northern.
So I guess it'll be me,
Yeah.
since there's only three of us for minute taking.
Okay.
And Cliff did it this time,
Yes.
so.
So
I
I
Well,
hope
will,
you
you
have
may.
your AI buddy.
oh, yeah.
Well, we won't even have a June meeting, will we?
Oh, yeah, we won't have a June meeting, yeah. We'll be
Well,
gone.
because the majority
We
will be
won't have a
gone.
quorum.
Yeah.
So I'll just have to
So-
know the next meeting I'm at.
Right.
I'll be taking minutes.
So when are you gonna be back from Spain?
Late May or
Late May, okay,
May 25th.
okay, that's fine. That answers my question, thank you. Okay.
Well, we'll see you in July then.
I know. And I'll just know, I think I can remember that, okay, the next
you
meeting
get
I'm
to
at,
take the
I'm
minutes
taking
then.
minutes.
All right, I will take a motion to adjourn unless there is any other business.
I was gonna say, I've been riding the bike lanes, Cabby, and they're not spotless, but they're certainly a lot better than they were about a month or two ago.
Right, I was thinking
And
that
then
too.
But the bike lane on Milano Road needs to be cleaned up.
Oh.
There's
Is
a little
that
bit done.
county?
No.
Though?
That's city. So along where they got the Columbia
Oh, over
distribution.
here. Oh, yeah.
And it's the farm on the other side that's causing the problems, and all the dirt's getting across. And then
Okay. Maybe I'll run that by
family
Ken when I talk.
business.
What's that family?
Yeah, the family.
Well, you know what kind of farmers they are.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
If you're gonna talk to Jerry, just mention that one.
Yeah. Or,
But the Lucky Road was pretty well cleaned up,
that's great,
yeah.
yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Question? April
Yes.
8th, are we on for April 8th?
Yes, we're on for April 8th.
But, okay.
Even if I'm not there, you guys
I
can
know,
still
I
proceed.
know the reason they canceled.
Yeah. If anyone can't,
I know I'm
somebody
the life
can't
of the
make
party,
it,
but-
let us know. So, okay, well, thank you, and was there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor? Thank you all very much. And have a good month.